Alright guys, so we get a lot of questions on this via email. A lot of the guys in a call center are telling us that people are calling in asking about stuff like this. What is better? What are the advantages and disadvantages of buying an off-the-shelf PC, buying a custom PC, or just flat out building your own? Let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff here. We'll talk about buying an off-the-shelf generic PC. Take this E-Machine here, for example, just something we had in the studio. You're getting a nice computer. It's already built. It's already set up. You don't have to worry about anything. Great for your basic tasks. Perfect for just doing your email, your home, maybe doing your pictures, surfing the web. Play a couple of games here and there, but not necessarily doing a whole lot of stuff with that. If you're not a real big power user, you're not real comfortable around a computer, go with an off-the-shelf. They're perfect for doing anything like that. Very, very simple. Don't have to worry about anything. Next thing we're going to talk about, buying a custom-built PC such as this Cybertron here. Now, if you want to do a lot of gaming, heavy gaming, video, photo editing, graphic design, CAD work, anything like that, you're going to need something a whole lot more powerful than what you're going to get here on these off-the-shelf PCs. That's where your custom builds come in. They're also, if you're not real familiar building a PC, you're not great around computers, you know how to use one. Other than that, if you took off the side cover, you'd be staring at it like a monkey doing a math problem. You wouldn't have any idea what you're looking at. That's the way you want to go there. That way you can customize it. You can pick out CPUs, RAM combinations, how much hard drive space, what type of video card you want to go for. And they have a lot of ways that they can help you along with those. Pick and choose different parts and things like that. Even choose different types of operating systems, for instance, whether you want to go XP Pro, you want to go Vista with the Home Premium, the Business, Vista Ultimate, 32-bit, 64-bit, you get all those choices like that. Now, if you're someone like me, where you enjoy the computer, you can open up the computer, know exactly what everything is, things like that, or if you really want to start getting into it and learn more, you may want to go into building your own PC. It has a lot of advantages as well as some disadvantages over buying either a custom or an off-the-shelf PC like one of these two here. First major advantage is you have total control over everything that goes into that system. Even with the custom PCs, they'll have, specific motherboards and specific CPUs to choose from, but they won't necessarily have the full range. They may have, a top end and then one or two mid-range and then one or two low-end processors to choose from rather than the entire range. And you may not find something, there may be a little bit of a gap where you need something more powerful than the mid-range option that they have, but you don't want to go out and spend $1,500, $1,600 just on a CPU to get the top end, when there's some choices in the middle there that would work out real nice for you. You can pick exactly what type of RAM you want down to the brand, down to the model of the particular RAM that you want to go with. So it gives you a lot of options there. Hard drives, video cards. Also gives you the room to keep some stuff in perspective where you want to upgrade a few years down the road. Maybe the custom build PC is using a processor technology or a processor socket, which is where the CPU sits on the motherboard, that might be in the process of being phased out. You go with one of that, couple of years down the road, you may not be able to find CPUs that are going to work on that socket anymore, and then you're stuck. You either have to be stuck with what you've got, or you've got to go spring another ton of money to go out and buy a new PC. Whereas if you go with building your own, you can kind of do a little bit of a research there, find out, is the processor socket going to be changed coming up? You go with the brand new socket. That way, a few years down the road, there's still plenty of options to choose from with your CPUs as far as doing your upgrades there. You're not stuck buying a whole new system just because your processor's a little bit slow. Same thing with the RAM. Right now, you're looking at DDR2 being replaced by DDR3 in the high-end market. DDR2 is still a great choice for memory right now, and it's still a big choice for a lot of people because of the lower latencies that it has over the DDR3. While DDR3 is faster clocks, the latencies are higher, and so in some applications, it may actually run a little bit slower than your DDR2, especially if you get the real high-performance DDR2. Other disadvantage right now, the DDR3 is expensive, so a lot of people are sticking with that, not realizing the fact that in a couple of years, it may be harder to find the DDR2, and your options are going to become very, very limited. The same thing happened with the DDR and the original DDR versus the DDR2. DDR used to be a whole lot cheaper than DDR2, but now when you go online, the prices on the DDR2 are a lot cheaper than your DDR memory, and you may be stuck with that in a couple of years where you need to do a RAM upgrade, and now the RAM that you picked that was so much cheaper when you built the system is a lot more expensive now than the DDR3 would be, or whatever the particular technology you're talking about there. Other thing is having extra PCI Express slots. Maybe right now you don't need to run 2 graphics cards. You're fine putting in maybe a 9600, 9800 for what you're doing now. 6, 8 months, 9 months down the road, a new game comes out, and now that 9600 just won't play it the way you want it to. You've got the option by having the extra PCI Express slots. You can throw in an extra graphics card. You know, maybe if it's a 9800, you can throw in 2 extras for the 3-way SLI. You have just the options there. Some of the disadvantages, though, that you do need to be aware of. When you're building your own system, you're it. There is no one much to go to if you need help. You can call the motherboard's manufacturer's tech support line. You can call memory tech support line. But keep in mind that each one of those tech supports can only help you with their product. They can't help you troubleshoot an entire system. So you've got to keep in mind that if you're not exactly comfortable, maybe you know somebody that is, that can help you out and work it out that way until you become more comfortable with it. The other thing is what happens when you put all your system together, you press the power button and nothing happens. You've got to have a little bit of technical know-how and a little bit of a comfort level working inside the system that you can go ahead there and troubleshoot and try and figure out what's going on, where might the problem be, and things like that. So some other stuff to keep in mind. The other thing is, down the road, if something happens with your system, you know, you may be dealing with 3 or 4 different tech support lines trying to figure out what the problem is and get stuff RMA'd, sent back under warranty. Whereas with a custom build PC or an off-the-shelf, you're dealing with one company. On the inverse side of that, a lot of your high-end motherboards and graphics cards, memory as well, have lifetime warranties from the manufacturer. When you buy their parts, if that motherboard dies at any time during the life of the computer, you're probably going to be still under warranty. Even some of the less expensive boards have up to 3 years, whereas you go out and you buy a desktop system off the shelf, even a custom, most of those only come with a year standard. You can purchase extra, but after that, you're kind of on your own. If you have to go out and replace a motherboard, we're building your own. You can get stuff with lifetime warranties on a lot of the products, not all of it, but a lot of them, and that way you're covered down the road. So it's a lot of stuff to think about. You want to make sure that you do, again, have the comfort level in dealing with inside the computer, or you have somebody, you know, a friend, uncle, you know, maybe your dad was a computer geek, worked on the old Commodores and things like that, some of those old PCs, maybe he's been doing it for a long time, he can help you out. Friend, brother, anyone like that that can help you out. If you're not at that comfort level, maybe they are, and that way you're covered there. Building your own PC, while it is a lot of work, you want to make sure that you are willing to commit the time and effort to doing it, whereas as opposed to just, you know, picking out parts online from a custom builder, again, like the Cybertron here, you've got a bunch of other ones, having them build it, ship it to you, it's ready to go. One other downside to your off-the-shelf or your custom build PCs is they install a lot of software on that system, a lot of trial software, and some of that you may have no desire to use. It bogs down your system. You got to go in there and uninstall all that stuff. It takes time, it's annoying, it drives me crazy, and most people just don't want to bother doing that. When you build your own PC, you go in there, you put in whatever operating system you want. If you've got copies of XP Home laying around, you've got XP Pro, you can put any of the versions of Vista, you can go 32-bit or 64-bit. You've got complete control, and there's no trial software that gets installed. It's just what you want on there. So there's no trial software, it's just what you want on the system. You don't have to worry about anything, nothing to install. I'm running out of time here for these two. If you have any questions about this, about building your own PC, parts, whatever, go ahead, shoot me an email. There's QA at the top of the page. You can call the guys at the call center. They're great. They're there to answer your questions, take any orders you may want to place. Also, we've got a couple of videos coming up in the next couple of weeks on how to actually build your system. Hang around, make sure you catch those. I'm Linus. I got to head on out of here.